A good person loses everything in a disaster. An honest worker gets fired while the dishonest one gets promoted. A loving parent buries their child. A kind soul suffers while cruel people thrive. Why? If the universe is just, if karma is real, if good things are supposed to happen to good people, then why does reality seem so unfair? This is one of humanity's oldest questions, and the Stoics had an answer that's both brutal and beautiful. For thousands of years, humans have wrestled with this question. Why do bad things happen to good people? Why does suffering seem random? Why doesn't virtue guarantee safety? Religious traditions offer various answers: heaven, bind tests, mysterious plans we can't understand. But the Stoics, who faced plague, war, exile, and death, offered a different perspective. Not comforting, not what you want to hear, but honest, real, and ultimately liberating. Marcus Aurelius watched good people die by the thousands during the Antonini plague. He couldn't save them. He couldn't explain why they suffered while others survived. But he found a way to make sense of it. Today, I'm going to share what he learned, what Seneca taught, what Epictetus understood. It won't make the pain go away, but it might help you carry it. Stoic answer number 1. The universe doesn't owe you fairness. This is hard to hear, but it's the foundation of Stoic thinking. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The universe is change. Life is opinion." The Stoics believed that nature operates by its own laws. Rain falls on good and bad people alike. Earthquakes don't check your moral character before striking. Disease doesn't ask if you deserve it. Nature is indifferent. Not cruel, not kind. Indifferent. We want the universe to be a moral system. We want a cosmic accountant keeping score. Good deeds in, good outcomes out. Bad actions in, bad consequences out. But that's not how nature works. A tree doesn't grow because it's virtuous. It grows because it has water, sunlight, and nutrients. A tree can be the most noble tree in the forest, and lightning will still strike it if conditions align. You are part of nature, subject to the same indifferent forces. This seems depressing. It's actually freeing, because if the universe doesn't owe you fairness, then when bad things happen, you don't have to ask, what did I do to deserve this? The answer is nothing. You didn't deserve it. It's not about deserving. Epictetus, who was enslaved and crippled through no fault of his own, taught, don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do happen, and you will go on well. He wasn't saying be passive. He was saying stop expecting cosmic justice. Stop thinking good. People should be protected. That's not how reality works. The rain falls on the just and the unjust. The sun shines on good and evil people. Natural disasters don't discriminate. You are not exempt from nature's laws because you're a good person. Understanding this doesn't make suffering easier, but it removes the added suffering of why me? Because the answer is, why not you? Being good doesn't grant immunity. This is brutal honesty, but there's something liberating about it. You're not being punished. The universe isn't singling you out. You're just subject to the same random forces as everyone else. Stoic answer number 2. Being good is about who you are, not what you get. We treat goodness like a transaction. Be good, receive good, reciprocity, fair exchange. But the Stoics said, you're good because that's who you choose to be, not because it guarantees rewards. Marcus Aurelius wrote, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Notice he doesn't say be good and good things will happen. He just says, be good. Period. Seneca taught that virtue is its own reward, not in some mystical sense, but practically, being a good person makes you a better person. That's the reward. When you're honest, you become someone who values truth. When you're kind, you become someone who values compassion. The external outcomes don't change who you are internally. A good person who suffers is still a good person. The suffering doesn't erase their character. In fact, how they handle suffering often reveals their character. Bad people who prosper are still bad people. The prosperity doesn't make them good. Often, it reveals their emptiness. Think about it this way. Would you rather be a good person who suffers, or a bad person who prospers? If you choose prosperity at the cost of character, you've lost something irreplaceable. If you maintain character despite suffering, you've kept what actually matters. The Stoics believe the only true good is virtue. Everything else, health, wealth, success, reputation, is indifferent, preferred. Yes, but not actually good or bad in themselves. This seems extreme until you really think about it. Money doesn't make you happy if you're miserable inside. Success doesn't fulfill you if you hate who you've become. Comfort doesn't bring peace if you've sacrificed your integrity. But virtue, character, goodness, these make you someone you can respect, someone you can live with, someone you can be proud of. That's not nothing, that's everything. So when bad things happen to good people, the Stoics say, the bad thing didn't make you bad. You're still good, that's what matters. Stoic answer number 3, suffering can reveal and strengthen character. Marcus Aurelius wrote, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. The Stoics believed that obstacles aren't just obstacles, they're opportunities to practice virtue. When everything is easy, you don't know what you're made of. You don't know your strength, your resilience, your capacity to endure. Suffering reveals character, and if you respond with virtue, it strengthens character. A good person who faces hardship and responds with grace, patience, courage, or compassion becomes a stronger, deeper, more complete person. The hardship didn't happen because they're good, but because they're good, they transform it into growth. Seneca wrote, difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. He wasn't being poetic. He meant it literally. Your mind gets stronger by facing hard things. Your character deepens through adversity. Think of the people you most admire. Almost all of them faced suffering, loss, hardship, failure, injustice, and that suffering didn't destroy them. It forged them. Not because suffering is good, but because they chose to grow through it rather than be destroyed by it. Viktor Frankl survived concentration camps, wrote about finding meaning in suffering, not because suffering has inherent meaning, but because humans can create meaning from anything. Malala was shot for advocating education, became stronger, more determined, more impactful. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, emerged more committed to justice and reconciliation. These are extreme examples, but the principle applies to all suffering. You lose your job, you can become bitter, or you can reassess your path and find something better. You face illness, you can despair, or you can discover inner strength you didn't know you had. You experience betrayal, you can close off, or you can learn wisdom about trust and boundaries. The Stoics didn't say suffering is good. They said, since suffering is inevitable, use it. Bad things will happen to you whether you're good or bad. The question is, what will you do with it? Good people who suffer wisely become better people. That's not justice, that's alchemy. Stoic answer. Number 4, you can't see the whole picture. Marcus Aurelius wrote, everything that happens as it should. This sounds like toxic. Here's what he meant. You see one moment in an infinitely complex system. You see your suffering. You don't see how it connects to everything else. The Stoics believed in cause and effect. Everything has causes. Those causes have causes. It's an infinite web. When something bad happens, you see the bad thing. You don't see the trillion factors that led to it. You don't see the billion consequences that will flow from it. Some of those consequences might be good, but you can't see them yet. This isn't everything happens for a reason in some mystical sense. It's everything happens because of reasons in a causal sense, and you can't see all the reasons. You can't predict all the outcomes. The bad thing that happens to you today might lead to something you can't imagine tomorrow. Not because the universe planned it, but because reality is interconnected. Losing that job might lead to a better career. That illness might lead to a complete life reassessment. That betrayal might lead to better relationships, or it might not. The Stoics weren't promising happy endings. They were saying, you don't know how this will play out, so don't judge it yet. Seneca told a story. A farmer's horse runs away. Neighbors say such bad luck. The farmer says maybe. The horse returns with wild horses. Neighbors say such good luck. The farmer says maybe. His son tries to tame a wild horse, falls, breaks his leg. Neighbors say such bad luck. The farmer says maybe. The army comes to draft young men for war. The son can't go because of his broken leg. Neighbors say such good luck. The farmer says maybe. Good, bad, good, bad. The farmer knows he can't judge because he can't see the whole picture. You can't either. That doesn't mean suffering isn't real or painful. It is, but it means you don't know the full story yet. Marcus Aurelius faced plague, war, and betrayal. He couldn't see how his writings would inspire billions of people 2,000 years later. He just did his best with what he faced. You can't see how your current suffering might shape you, change you, redirect you, strengthen you, or lead to things you can't imagine. So maybe don't judge it as purely bad yet. Maybe just say, this is hard. I don't know why. I'll deal with it as best I can. Stoic answer number 5. The question itself might be wrong. Here's the deepest Stoic insight. Maybe good people and bad people isn't the right framework. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." The Stoics didn't divide the world into good people and bad people. They saw humans as works in progress. Everyone is trying, failing, learning, growing. Some people are further along, some are earlier in the journey. But everyone is imperfect. So when you ask why do bad things happen to good people, the Stoics might ask, who are these perfectly good people you're talking about? You. You've made mistakes. You've hurt people. You've failed. You're human. That doesn't mean you deserve suffering, but it means you're not purely good. Nobody is. And those bad people who seem to prosper, they're suffering too, just differently. Internal suffering, emptiness, disconnection, lack of peace. Seneca said, "No man is good by accident. Virtue must be learned. Nobody is born good. Everyone is learning. Some learn faster, some learn slower, some never learn." But dividing people into good and bad misses the complexity. Maybe the real question isn't why do bad things happen to good people? Maybe it's why do hard things happen to all people? And how can I respond with virtue? Because suffering is universal, random, indifferent. But how you respond, that's where goodness lives. You can't control what happens to you. You can control who you become through it. That's the Stoic answer. Not fair, not comforting, but true. So why do bad things happen to good people? The Stoic answer, because the universe doesn't operate on a moral system. Nature is indifferent. Suffering is random. But that's not the end of the story. Being good is about who you are, not what you get. Virtue is its own reward. Suffering can reveal and strengthen character. If you respond wisely, you can't see the whole picture. Don't judge what you don't understand. The question itself might be wrong. We're all imperfect. We're all learning. And finally, focus on what you can control. Your response, your character, your choices. This doesn't make suffering easier. It doesn't make loss hurt less. It doesn't explain why good people suffer. But it gives you a way forward. A way to carry what you must carry. A way to become stronger rather than broken. Marcus Aurelius faced unimaginable suffering. He wrote, "Confine yourself to the present. You need only concern yourself with what happens to you right now. Right now, in this moment, you can choose how to be. You can choose character over comfort. You can choose growth over bitterness. You can choose strength over despair. Not because you deserve suffering, but because you can transform it." That's the Stoic answer. Not fair, but honest, and ultimately empowering. If this perspective helped you, if you're carrying something heavy and needed to hear this, subscribe to Stoic Ascent. We share ancient wisdom for life's hardest questions. And in the comments, what's your answer to this question? Why do you think bad things happen to good people? Let's discuss respectfully. Remember, you can't control what happens, but you always control who you become. That's where your power lives.